I'm down at the bottom of my arch now. Turn around just for convenience, and you can see where we're going. And you're close to your arch having been formed. Take the chisel double-handed now and just stab cut like this, down to the middle again. Turn around. This is real woodworking at its best. This is you doing it, your muscle power.
Oh, I didn't know what was playing in the background. Is some dude making something on TikTok. I was like, what the hell is that? The guy's talking about his chisel and his woodworking. It's weird. Did I just start coming on? I've been coming on to people for years, to be honest with you. Just random people.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay.
How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome.
They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up.
I don't want to oversell this show, but I do think we have some exclusive footage tonight that no one else is going to have.
Big house.
They're not going to be able to get it.
We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away.
Got a Patreon show tonight, guys. I'm going to invite probably everybody tonight, and then we'll make up the upper tier show. We'll make it up on, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, maybe even Sunday. Sunday, I seem to have more time to do stuff. We'll see. We're doing a free show first, a dramatic reading. Ollie had a good birthday. We haven't had his party yet. It's not until the 11th, but... Yeah, but I've heard what's going on with Upchurch, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell who's right and who's wrong in the situation so far. Let's see if the music's going to keep playing. I'm guessing no. There it goes. All right, about another minute. Please like and share. I'd appreciate it. Twitch updated. Look out. Got a bunch of new features, do you? Let me check something quickly just to make sure all the streams are working. Stream output's working. Oh, I know I forgot to do. Let me share this right quick, and then we'll get started. Best show on Rumble. That's it's actually doing surprisingly well on Rumble. Better than I thought it would do, to be honest with you. Tonight is a dramatic reading, and I believe we have some exclusive content. I'm not positive, but if I had to guess, I would say yes, we have exclusive content. I don't want to give it away yet, but we'll get to it. Then we're going into a Patreon show. All right, here it comes. There's the music killed and roll the intro.
Hello, Wilbard. At the Grove Bill Confessional. This is from your friend, Dr. J. Banana. Wilbard, sorry about the loss of your legs in the washing machine accident. I hope you have good luck getting the money up for your new titanium legs. If you need anything at all, I mean anything at all, the Power Rangers have your back. It's morphin' time. Tiger Zord.
Welcome, everybody. I don't think I got my glasses on. It is morphin' time. It is Tiger Zord. Thank you all for joining. I don't even have the camera set right. That's the wrong camera. Hold on, let me fix this. Next, finish. I got the wrong camera set up as well. I put a new video card in today, so I'm gonna have to fix some things. I knew there was gonna be a struggle. But I didn't know it was going to be the wrong camera. Hold on just a second. 1280 by 1020. Let me go to studio mode. We got a new video card today, so we shouldn't have as many issues, but it is, but I know there's going to be some bugs to work out, so give me just a second and I can fix my overlay. If I quit clicking settings and click studio mode. This is the third time I've clicked. Okay, studio mode, main camera, snap. Oh, there we go. That's looking better, ain't it? Now I can turn on my glasses. I just thought about it as we were starting. I'm going to have to upload my glasses, but we'll get them in a minute. Either way, the camera's fixed. Let me do this, turn off studio mode. Okay. First of all, thank you for the donation. That was like... That was a $100 donation. Thank you. That's a large donation. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And it said, this is my favorite show of all. So glad Jordan told me about you. Thank you very much for the donation. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys saw my legs. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. We do have some exclusive footage tonight, but before we get started, just make sure you like, share, subscribe, whatever you can do. I'd appreciate it. That would be awesome. And then, let's see, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get to this exclusive footage. Now, we're going to be the only channel on the internet that has it, this exclusive footage. And I don't know how to explain it other than just showing it to you. So give me just a second and we'll grab that footage. Let me switch the cameras around here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me clear the current overlay. I don't remember how to do it. Everything updated today. Featured. Clear the current feature chat. Thank you very much, Patriot Donnie, for the $100 Rumble rant. I appreciate that. All right, so this is exclusive footage that was provided to us. I don't even know what screen it's going to open on because everything's changed today. The only thing I have left to do with my computer is actually I need a new case. The case I currently have has had like 3 computers built in it. So I got a new video card. I got a new power supply. Those things should be like rock steady now. So hopefully we shouldn't have any more interruptions, and we can go from there. I'm gonna get a new case, and I'll probably stream on my creations channel, like putting in a new case, because it'll be like a computer build stream, and then we'll do it, and I'll have to stream it from my phone though, but we'll figure something out. Either way, let's get to this very exclusive footage. Now, this is footage of what I believe to be the inside of Phil Godlewski's room while he was getting his very sexy stress-relieving massage. I'm pretty sure. So let's check it out and see what it looks like. What window is it going to open on? There's one. Oh, wait. Y'all don't have audio. Let me fix that. All right, now you should.
Hey, man. How long you been doing this?
You know, I've been doing it for a few years now. They've kind of flown me all over the world. You know, several athletes, famous people you'd probably know to do massages for, and they just can't get enough of it. And, you know, I've been making a career out of it. It's been a good one.
Yeah, I can see why. You do a pretty good job. Yeah. It's one of the best ones I've had in a while.
I do my best. You know, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I do what I can. Actually, I was just looking at you. You know, I think I might... Do I recognize you from somewhere?
Maybe. You don't have a daughter in 8th grade, do you?
Oh, no.
No daughter, just my son, who's trying to become Instagram famous. But I'm almost positive I do recognize you. Wait a minute.
Here's the moment.
Let's go, Brandon.
No more questions. I'm going to flip over and I'm going to call you daddy.
Oh, no. I didn't even know how that was going to finish. That, Jesus, that got carried away quick. My goodness. I'm going to flip over and call you daddy. That was strange. You can also find that on my TikTok. One more time.
Hey, man. How long you been doing this?
You know, I've been doing it for a few years.
I'm about to wear some real glasses.
Kind of flown me all over the world. You know, several athletes, famous people you'd probably know to do massages for, and they just can't get enough of it. And, you know, I've been making a career out of it. It's been a good one.
If this doesn't get an Emmy, there are no such things.
You do a pretty good job. Yeah. It's one of the best ones I've had in a while.
I do my best. You know, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I do what I can. Actually, I was just looking at you. You know, I think I might... Do I recognize you from somewhere?
Maybe. You don't have a daughter in 8th grade, do you?
Oh, no.
No daughter, just my son, who's trying to become Instagram famous. But I'm almost positive I do recognize you. Wait a minute. Let's go, Brandon.
No more questions. I'm going to flip over and I'm going to call you daddy.
Okay. So that apparently, I mean, that was a secret insider that had sent us this video. I don't know how it got in the back and forth format. That seems strange. But apparently this is exclusive footage that only we have here on the Cold Beer Confessional. Only we have on the Cold Beer Confessional. So thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming out. I am Will Bard. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. We got the camera straightened out so far. I'm gonna have to fix that background. I'm gonna be John on the screen next week because I didn't auto adjust the scaling. But thank you guys for joining us. If you want to support the stream, the best thing you can do is comment during the live chat, comment on the posted videos, like and share the videos. So on Rumble and Facebook and YouTube, you can all like. You can on Twitch, but you can share on all the platforms. If you want to go above and beyond, go to coldbeer.fund. 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 And And you can come, you could leave a donation and a message on Buy Me a Coffee. You could use this link here, or you can use this little coffee cup behind me that just popped up. You click that little coffee cup. It's the same thing. You could join our Patreon because we're going to have a Patreon show tonight after the dramatic reading. So you can go check that out. You can also use this skull link. It's like a backup donation link. It has different sound alerts to it still because I haven't updated them. The most important thing about this website, though, is not the donations. It's actually these boxes up here at the top. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes. And that would be links to my Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, and Discord. The reason those are important is because I just randomly disappear all the time. I disappear off social media platforms because they don't want their people exposed. I disappear off YouTube because they mass report my channel because they don't want to be exposed. I disappear all the time. So follow me somewhere else. That would be great. If you follow me in one place, hopefully I don't get banned in 2 places at the same time. And you'll know something's up. So you can follow all those. We also have merch if you're interested. That's T-shirts. Oh, this is Buy Me a Coffee. This is what it looks like. Leave your name and a message. We also have merch. We got stickers, T-shirts, mugs, pillows, I don't know, eraser backs, raglan, a 3/4 length sleeve, tees, whatever you need. I don't make a whole lot of money off of them, but it's kind of cool seeing people wear your merch. And we do make like, I don't know, we make like 85 cents on a T-shirt, I think. So either way, thank you guys for joining us. If you want to support us any of those ways, that's great. But all you have to do is just come here to watch and participate. If you want to like and share, that would be great. We've got a dramatic reading tonight. Phil's been all wound up, and I didn't get to it last night because we got carried away with Jeff B stuff. So tonight we're going to have a dramatic reading of Phil Godlewski's recent post, and then we're going to go into a Patreon show to talk about some other things. So let me pull those up, and hopefully we don't have an issue with. Now that I got a new video card and power supply, we shouldn't have an issue with freezing or anything else. There will be some bugs, I know, over the next couple of days of this new card, but overall, it's got to work. It's got to work a lot better. It's actually 2 steps up. I went from a 3060 to a 3080, so it's 2 steps up, and through those steps, it should be a whole lot better. As long as I get the camera straightened out and and everything else, we'll see. Either way, let me go find what Phil's been posting after his little meltdown. Oh, I passed it because that was the Jersey one. That's Flynn. Okay. So Phil Godlewski starts on February 1st, and it says, we cannot. Now, by the way, YouTube, these are not my views. These are the views of Phil Godlewski, and I'm going to dispute those views in just a second. I don't believe the same as him. I don't believe anything he says. He's a liar, a cheater, and more than likely a bunch of other criminal activity. But I'm going to dispute these. I'm only reading them for context. We cannot win a rigged election. Hard stop. All those have multiple spaces and has hit the enter button at the end of every line. We is on its own line. Cannot is on its own line. The only 2 words that are together are a-rigged and hard stop, period. We cannot win a rigged election, hard stop. That's Phil Godlewski's view. Of course, we know that didn't happen. And it's probably not going to happen. It's more of a disenfranchising tool. The most dangerous thing about a rumor about a rigged election or the narrative of a rigged election is that people won't vote. Because they already think it's like that. They already think they've been cheated. They think they're cheated before they show up and they won't vote. He then goes on to say, literally, all this talk about who's running in 2024 against Trump and Trump's campaign has kicked off and blah, 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 and other similar conjecture is stupid. And we are all stupid if we buy into it yet again. Trump will not win. Oh, air quotes. Trump will not win the presidency in 2024 because the elections in the United States of America are rigged. Again, that's Phil Godlewski's statement. I agree 1,000% with YouTube's terms of service. and what they state, that there was nothing ever happened, and we can't talk about it. So that's my official stance. They have been rigged for decades. Trump beat the rigging with an unprecedented amount of votes in 2016, but since then, the cabal has tightened up their procedures to ensure, and then all capitals, it will never happen again. You cannot win a rigged election unless you are the person who the rigging is done for. Except he did. So, like, this statement right here contradicts the statement just before that. Because he said Trump did it. Trump did it in 2016, but you can't. All of this, literally, all of this is a waste of time and energy and thought. If you are even slightly looking towards 2024 for any reason, our future will be determined in 2023, not 2024. I, for one, am extremely confident that God wins and the White Hats Alliance prevails. Tick-tock. So again, Phil Godlewski going hard in the paint. But to be fair, all this does, like, you can't keep telling me that Phil Godlewski's a patriot, that Phil Godlewski's a Republican, that Phil Godlewski's even a Trump supporter. This narrative right here will keep, like, there's going to be people mad at me for saying I take the official YouTube stance. I know it. They've probably already left. But I have to on the platforms I'm on. What this narrative right here does is prevents people from voting. It disenfranchises people to vote. It makes sure that people will not turn out to vote. Because would you? If you believed this guy the whole time and believed that the plan was going on and believed that everything was happening and everything was done and taken care of and set up to where your vote didn't count, why the fuck would you vote? Why would you vote? If you believe Phil, why would you? So if anything, if he isn't actively helping the other party, he's damaging the conservative party. Whoever gets the nomination. Then he forwards a message from someone named Alyssa, and it says, "I don't like Phil's post. Makes me think something happened that he doesn't agree with again." Probably. Especially considering nothing happened and he's making it all up in his head. So, Phil Godlewski says, "Really? Like what? Like the fact that all this could have been avoided with a single flick of a switch?" He needs another massage. I could tell he's stressed from here. Lives could have been saved. Financial fallout and bankruptcy for millions of Americans could have been avoided. Have we woken up enough people yet? Are the sleepers still asleep? Was the loss that we experienced enough to justify how many sleepers were woken? Was that enough for you? Ooh. He's getting nasty here. Look out. You got to look out for this part. Not a very good team player, that Phil guy. I would have done things completely different if I had more power than I do. So he would have done things completely different had he had more power than he actually does. If I had more power than I do, this would have been ended. This would have ended many, I don't know what I'm raising. I jump lines or something. This would have ended many, many months ago. Had he had the power of Grayskull or the eye of the Sword of Thundera or whatever he needs, right? This would have ended many months ago. I, much like you, a soldier in this battle, I am not a general or commander of any sort. Perhaps I have a greater role than most, but I am still a soldier. I don't even think he's a soul. I mean, what is he's not a soldier. What the hell is he? Jesus Christ. I'm much like you, a soldier in this battle. I am not a general or commander of any sort. Perhaps I have a greater role than most, but I am still a soldier. He says he's a soldier twice. Oh, talk about wishful thinking. Something happened that I don't agree with. Something happened that I don't agree with. Goes all the way back to the inauguration of 2021. And it has continued every single day, week, and month since then. That's the understatement of the year, Alyssa. Ooh. Yeah, you noticed I'm pissed today. I've been pissed every day for a few months now. Why? Because I know that everything is in place to conduct the end game. Everything. From the largest obstacle to the smallest detail. I'm aware of what needs to happen and in what order before the final go can be ordered. And it's all in place. There was like 10 L's there. Kind of like how many L's Phil's taken this week. They were all there. So what now? We just chilling? Make the fucking move already. Now, make the fucking move already is all in bold. It's all in bold text. The fuck is wrong with this dude? He's like, again, we all know the story, and he's supposedly talking to the white hats, and he's calling in commands. He's talking to hackers. He's Edward Snowden. He's in charge of Mike Flynn, all that shit, right? But if you sat down and think about it in the actual context, he's having a fight with someone who doesn't exist. He's making up the whole fight with himself. There is no argument here. He's arguing with himself. Rolo.
He just resubscribed for 9 months.
Thank you very much for the resubscription. I appreciate that. He's arguing with himself. Then he forwards a message from Lana, and it says, is anyone at the top listening to Phil, or do they not care what he thinks? So that's the question he's fixing to answer. Is anyone at the top listening to Phil, or do they not care what he thinks? Phil Godlewski says, most do, some don't. The some won't have a role in the next phase. Trust me. So apparently Phil's going to fire them if they don't listen to him. Phil's going to fire him, these imaginary people that don't exist, that he's arguing with, that, again, don't exist. He's going to fire them because they won't have a role in the next phase. If they don't agree with him, no role. No phase, no role. Oh, and another thing. I've had enough with hearing about how bad the economy is. This motherfucker has made millions on your backs. Taken directly out of your pocket. Sent up the pyramid. Click the links. I'm selling cookbooks and health books and coin books and book books and now I'm selling mini chainsaws. And he's telling you you're not allowed to bitch about the economy. It's like he's not even a real fucking person. Here we go. I've had enough with hearing about how bad the economy is. I've had enough about hearing how much gas costs and how the green energy plan is stupid. I've had enough with the Fed rate hikes. Of course they're going to raise rates. They're the cabal. And they need the money. I've just had enough with all these stupid, oh, look what they've done now. We know! We know how bad it is. Everyone who is going to know knows. Now flip the fucking switch. Uh-oh. Look out. Phil is angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Are you shitting me? You can't complain about gas or energy costs or anything else with the economy. okay? Phil's already heard it. He doesn't want to hear it again. Nobody else wants to hear it. Just starve to death in silence, please. Please, okay? No one wants to hear your stomach growling. No one wants to listen to your final breath. Jesus Christ. That's about as Rhino wanting to piss on your tornado children. I know you're reading this. Okay, so this is where the imaginary person entered the chat. So the imaginary person that doesn't exist that Phil's arguing with and telling to take action has just entered the chat. So now he's going to speak to him directly. I know you're reading this. Pass the tone of these posts up the ladder. I expect a call today, not tomorrow, today, after 5 p.m. Eastern, please. That he shows a little fucking smiley face with some sunglasses on today, after 5 p.m. Eastern, please. Okay, I'm getting a massage, you sons of bitches. They'll be interrupting my fucking massage with my masseuse. He's world renowned. Oh. Then we get this post about 7 minutes later. Look, and he puts look, comma, and listen closely. That comma doesn't go there. You could use it after listen, look and listen closely. If you wanted him to look closely and listen closely. If you just want him to listen closely, it would just say look and listen closely. But that's not the spot for the comma there, Phil. Okay? That's a weird pause. Look and listen closely. Look and listen closely. You know who you are, in parentheses. These people that have followed me for years, whether it's on this is him trying to make up. This right here is him trying to make up for saying that you couldn't bitch about the economy anymore because his chat was mad about that. But he's going to slip up here, too, because he's an idiot, and he doesn't understand how real people function. He's a narcissist that would do anything to take money out of your pocket, and he's trying to appear angry about the money that you sent him. It's not happening. These people that have followed me for years, whether it's on Telegram, Rumble, DLive, Locals, or previously YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and others, they have given me their all. They have stuck with me through all of the bullshit that we knew was going to follow me into the public arena. They are loyal to me. Many of them love me. They have given me money through donations. They have signed up for my business endeavors. They pay for their monthly subscriptions for some of my channels. And guess what? They don't have the extra money to do any of that. They stick with me and pay those amounts because they need to have someone in their corner. Someone that tells them the truth about what's happening behind the scenes. They need me, and they'll sacrifice their little financial savings in order to stand with me. Tell me that isn't fucking brazen. Tell me that isn't brazen to come out and say they don't have the fucking money, but they're giving it to me because I'm telling them the truth, and they'll keep giving it to me because where else are they going to go? What, are they going to quit now? They've paid for fucking 24 months, and now you think they're going to stop paying? Nope, they're hooked. What a piece of shit, dude. They need me, and they'll sacrifice their little financial savings in order to stand with me. What's happening now is not right. These people need help. We have carried this along for way more than the allotted time. Without good reason, I expect and hereby demand that certain aspects of this plan reveal themselves now, so that the faith can be restored amongst the masses. You are losing the base that I have gathered for you. He's talking to Trump. You're losing the base that I got for you. The problem is the I means Phil didn't even show up until 2020, and no one gave a fuck who he was. So you didn't even have enough of a base to win the election that year, bro. I don't think you're controlling the base. Yeah, he threw a little hissy fit about when he said that the Supreme Court had already decided and they would announce before the midterms, and they didn't. Then they had the midterms. He had a little hissy fit then too, saying if the midterms happened, we're all fucked. It's over. We're done. But the midterms happened, and he didn't do anything but change the narrative. This is not a threat. Just consider it a status update. That's how he finishes that one. There have been times throughout American history where what is right is not the same as what is legal. Sometimes, to do the right thing, you have to break the law. Now, I think this one might get him in some heat if one of his devoted followers ends up breaking the law. This is kind of the call to action a lot of times that people get tagged with as inciting some type of violence. That's probably borderline close enough. If they wanted to pull charges on him too, they could. We are no longer citizens. We no longer have leaders. We are subjects, and we have rulers. Being a patriot doesn't mean prioritizing service to government above all else. Being a patriot means knowing when to protect your country. Knowing that when to protect your Constitution, and knowing when to protect your countrymen from the violations of and encroachments of adversaries. And those adversaries don't have to be foreign countries. Oh, no. Phil sounds almost like he's going to do something. But what he's going to do is order from Grubhub inside his $1 million home while the checks keep clearing that you sent into him. There can be no faith in government if our highest offices are excused from scrutiny. They should be setting the example of transparency. Okay. The immoral cannot be made moral through the use of secret law. I care more about the country than what happens to me, but we cannot allow the country to become a political weapon or agree to scare people away from standing up for their rights. No matter how good the deal, I'm not going to be part of that. At the same exact time, he posts another one and just says, TikTok, TikTok. I don't know what we're supposed to say here. This is just, there we go. TikTok, I guess. This is Phil playing a part. He's not going to do anything. He's not going to change anything. He's not even talking to anybody. When he's like, I know you're watching. I know you're listening. Listen up closely. He's not even talking to anybody. So what the fuck's he going to do to an imaginary contact he has? Then he forwards a message from someone named Caroline. I fear we've been played. Not by Phil. Do not ban me for speaking this. You would have been banned if you wouldn't have added this in. Do not ban me for speaking this. This is not a hate post about Phil at all. His announcement channel is leading me to believe we have been played by the we. I mean Phil too. Oh, and by we, I mean Phil too. Come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, come. I do not want to live in a world where evil continues to use us as their pawns. Phil has to respond to this. That's why he shared it. He says, we have not been played. However, we were not given the full truth about the timeline. And I have now realized the actual timeline was known the entire time. Damn it. They knew the whole time and didn't tell us. We should keep trusting these people, though, don't we? Should we? Keeping that information from me was a big, big mistake. He's pulling a Pretty Woman on him. Isn't it Pretty Woman where she goes in there to buy something? And she's like, you work on commission, don't you? Big, big mistake. Or whatever. Let me ask you a question. And you know who you are. You know who you are. What would you do if I just flipped the switch myself? You can't stop it without me, and you know it. What makes you think I'm bluffing? Have I not done something similar in the past? Who stopped me then? TikTok. Wait, so this goes over all of Phil's followers' heads. But what he's saying right here is that he could have ended this and fixed this and made it all right the whole time. And he's just now talking about it. He just now said it. Why? You just said, if I had the power, I would have done it months and months and months ago. I've been against this since the inauguration. Now he's saying, what if I just did it myself? Well, you just said you couldn't, or you would have. The fuck is going on here? Enough is a fucking enough. Enough is a fucking enough. I guess. I mean, I suppose. Enough is a fucking enough. Then, this is the clincher right here. This is the one that I don't think anybody could argue. Not even Jervis, Satan's grandson. There is no arguing this. You better just get ready. Oh, I know what I did wrong with my snap camera. Let me fix this. Hold on. You better just get ready for it, okay? There is no changing this. It's good to go. No matter what you do, you better get ready for it, boys. There is no arguing this. There is no changing this. There is no way around this. You either do it or you don't do it. And how the fuck do you plan on arguing this? Okay? And here it is. What would Jesus do? And if you think you can argue that, I'd like to see the man that would argue that point. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do right now? What would Jesus do right now? I think we all know what Jesus would do. Jesus would force Phil to flip the switch. I'm going to be turning my snap camera back on in just a second, okay? I know it's going away, but I understand that. I messed up and loaded the wrong one. What would Jesus do? I think we all know that Jesus would get a massage and hang out after he spent several $1 million on multiple properties. I think that's what Jesus would do. And I think you're crazy if you think he would do something else, okay? What do you think he's going to do? This is what Jesus would do. Jesus would go on a rant. Jesus would go on a rant. And then Jesus would flip the switch and say, I would have done this months ago if I could have done this months ago, but I couldn't do this months ago. But then I realized I could have done it months ago, and now I'm going to do it. Duh. I don't know how you even think this is worth arguing. It's not. This is the only thing that can happen. This is the only thing that could possibly happen, and it has to happen right now. Jesus and Phil always make the same decisions. What would Jesus have done in 2010? Well, I don't want to get into it, but Jesus and Phil always make the same decisions. That's all I can say, boys. Whose team do you want to be on? Jesus and Phil or the rest of the world? Per Jesus. That's a throwback to Kimberly Kukic. She put Pet God today instead of Per God in one of her posts. One of her memes she made. All right, I need to run Snap Camera Original. Let's see if this works. Snap Camera Original. Oh, I'm probably going to be gigantic. I forgot about that. Snap Camera Original. And then we want to open it. Did you give me my lenses back? Not exactly. It's trying there. Oh, God. It's trying to load some lenses. It doesn't look like... Oh, there they are. Oh, okay. I just had my head turned wrong, maybe. Is that right? We right? We good? We good? We got the glasses on? What would Jesus do? Jesus wouldn't have anything to do with Phil. I'm pretty sure. Jesus wouldn't have anything to do with Phil. Then he goes on after saying, what would Jesus do? He says... You think he approves of all the delays? Now, if Jesus was anything, he was a slave to a schedule, okay? You think Jesus would be okay with delays? Do you think Jesus would just be like, okay, yeah, I know the schedule's changed? Of course not. Jesus would be flipping tables with calendars on them, saying, you said 2020 or bust! That's what Jesus would be doing. You think he approves of all these delays? No. I think Jesus would walk into your war room and flip the fucking table over. There you go. Phil's close with Jesus. He used to sing a song called Jesus and Mama Always Love Me, even when the devil took control. But now his mom doesn't even love him. So basically he just says, Jesus and my victim always love me. Oh, maybe he just says, Jesus and Jesus always love me. I can't remember. Something like that. But now his mom doesn't even love him, so he's got to leave that part out. I think Jesus would walk into your war room and flip the fucking table over. Don't you dare take advantage of me or any of my followers. We are true patriots, and I promise you, we have all been very, very underestimated. Again, a call to action. If someone does this, if someone flips out, if someone shows up with a device that's not allowed in D.C. and targets a politician, it's time for action. We've been underestimated. It's not always right to do what's legal. Sometimes you have to take a matter into your own hands. Patriots act. It's coming back on him. It's going to come back on him. Then somebody named Margie says, where are the sound effects? Oh, they're probably not working right now, are they? The alert sound effects, yeah, they're probably not working. Failed to fetch info for your YouTube. Failed to figure out. I don't know. I had to work on it. I knew we'd have bugs with the new card, but it's just part of it. Margie says, Phil asked, what would Jesus do? I'll tell you at Phil Godlewski. Jesus would act and save his people, not dilly-dally around like the white hats have been doing and continue to do so. Does this look like the goddamn Ronald McDonald Funhouse? No. This is Gitmo, and we're the white hats. We need to stop playing around. That's what I'd tell them. It's time to get serious, Margie. Mariah's got some type of raspberry lemonade or some shit she's vaping. Phil answers Margie and says, I happen to concur, Margie. I think some of these people is him typing on like a fake account and then responding to himself, and he just changes the name of it all the time. I happen to concur, Margie, and then shares an emote where they're like shaking hands. That emote, you know what I'm talking about? Jesus would act, and Jesus would save his people, not dilly-dally around like the white hats have been doing and continue to do so. Oh, really? You don't think Jesus would be like, no, put up your sword. They've come for me. It's my destiny. This is what's got to happen. You don't think that would happen? It seems kind of strange. And again, therefore he asked them, whom seek ye? And they said, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus answered, I told you that I am he. If therefore you seek me, let these go their way, that the world might be fulfilled, which he spake. Of those whom thou hast given me, I lost not one. Simon Peter, therefore, having a sword, drew it, and struck the high priest's servant, and cut off his right ear. Now, the servant's name was Malchus. So what do you think Jesus would do? What do you think Jesus would do? I don't know. I don't know that Jesus would go flip the table. It seems that maybe Jesus wouldn't flip the table. I mean, that's up to you, I guess. Then Jesus said unto Peter, put up thy sword into thy sheath. The cup of which my Father hath given me, shall I not drink it? Then the band and the captain of the officers of the Jews took Jesus and bound him. And they led him away to Annas first, for he was father-in-law to Caiaphas, which was the high priest that same year. Now Caiaphas was he which gave counsel to the Jews that it was expedient that one man should die for the people. And Simon Peter followed Jesus, and so did another disciple. The disciple was known unto the high priest and went in with Jesus into the place of the high priest. But Peter stood at the door without. Then went out that other disciple, which was known unto the high priest, and spake unto her that kept the door, and brought in Peter. Jesus answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort. And in secret have I said nothing. Oh, Jesus doesn't keep secrets? Jesus doesn't keep white hat secret plans? That's weird. That doesn't seem to line up. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me, which I have said unto them, behold, they know what I said. And when he had thus spoken, one of the officers which stood by struck Jesus with the palm of his hand, saying, Answerest thou the high priest so? And Jesus answered him, If I had spoken evil, I bear witness of the evil. But if well, why smitest thou me? That's weird. That's weird. That sounds just like a white hat operation. Jesus in there lying and flipping switches. That makes sense. Phil then goes on to say, I think Phil's much more like Judas. He is selling silver after all. We have to take that into account, right? Phil says, and the Lord God thy Phil spoketh and said, We hast thou an army that thou hast made of soldiers of digital. No, he says, we have an army of digital soldiers. Who controls that army? He's trying to say that he controls the Q movement again. He's trying to say that he's in charge. Phildo chokes on his own. Jesus would say, one of you will betray me. Phil chokes on his own saliva. Sorry, I had something in the back of my throat. Got it, Phil. Who controls that army? He's trying to say that he does. He does. Comms, reject, mission, oblong. Oblong. He just used the word oblong. He said comms, reject, mission, oblong. Comms, reject, mission, oblong. Then he says, oblong equals 0.1.1.0.0.0.0.00.01. Brackets, frequent, in brackets. Then the word ladder. There you go. Listen to that again. I want you to listen to this. Take this to heart, okay? When you're laying down tonight and praying for some clarity to White Hat Jesus, that's a new character I'm going to do. I'm going to do White Hat Jesus. I just thought of it. Mariah, are you still here? Did you even see the video I played at the first? Right after I showed the whole world my legs. He ain't got no legs. I ruined that grift, babe. Scotty Too Hotty's going to see it, and then he's going to throw us out of here. He's not gonna help us with the Tigerzord no more. It's gonna be bad. What an unflattering the unflattering angle of my love handles. Comms when you're praying for clarity tonight for White Hat Jesus. Please include this in your prayer. If you need to make like hand signals like I do, that's fine. Hold on. Let me actually clarify something. What is... I gotta search something because I don't know what this is called. Curly brackets. Square bracket, parentheses, square brackets, braces, angles. Okay. Parentheses, square brackets, braces, angles. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read it out in full context so you don't miss this. I don't want anybody to be confused with exactly what's going on here, okay? Everybody needs to know. Everybody needs to understand this. This is comms, okay? All capital comms. Brace. Let's see, a left-handed brace. Reject. Right-handed brace. Mission. Left angle. Right angle. Oblong equals 0.0.1.0.0.0.00.00.01. Square bracket. Left square bracket. Frequent. Right square bracket. One solid line. Ladder. There you go. Now we know. Now we know. I mean, it's that easy. Then the very next message says parsnips. No, it doesn't. It says / end comms. End comms. End comms. If you don't know what I'm talking about the curly bracket or what did it call it? Braces. It's this. Braces are like parentheses, but they got a point in the middle. You know what I'm talking about? So I just put it in the chat. Also, I don't know what this symbol is. Hold on. Let me check this one because I don't even know what to call this, and I use it all the time. What is this symbol? I use it in my title. It's just like a straight line called... What is this symbol called? Let's see if it tells me. It's just a straight fucking line. Does anybody know offhand without having to look it up? I don't, but I use it to separate my a lot of my shit, one of my titles. It's upside down exclamation point. No. It's called a pop? It's called a pop? Holy hyphen. No, I'm not talking about hyphen. I'm talking about a straight up line. A dash, a slash. No, it's called a pop. It's called a pop. It was formerly called a vertical bar. Formerly called a vertical bar, which makes more sense, but now it's called a pop. Weird. Anyways, back to it. Phil Godlewski shares a very viral video. I wonder if is this through like Viral Hog or something. I don't want to play this if they're going to copyright strike me. Hold on.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out.
Okay.
So in this case, I want to find out.
This is actually a really, really old video. This guy just re-uploaded it like 4 months ago or something. But this is an old video. TikTok has made it famous again. There's also the hotness and crazy scale. And then there's like the golden area of just a super hot and not crazy. And that's a dude. Like she's got a dick and you just don't know it. But they're very old.
Level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out.
There you go.
You can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Oh, no. I usually come horizontally. I would say I kind of come in an arc. I mean, Mariah would have better perspective. She's been all around it. Above it, below it, interface. I don't know. But I don't, maybe you're different. Phil Godlewski says, why do you think Trump kept saying unlocked boxes? Why do you think Trump kept saying unlocked boxes so many times during his rallies? You think he used that term for something other than gematria? Huh? Do you? Do you think he used that for something other than gematria? I fucking doubt it. Jesus in a white fedora. I don't know. Did he do that? Did he use that for other than the gematria? Who knows? I don't think he used it for gematria in the first place, but I guess that's what we're working with. You think he used that term for something other than gematria? You don't think he'd be on board with my idea? So Phil's idea is that he just goes and starts the whole world and fixes it by flipping a switch. By the way, there is no switch. No one's ever declared this switch. No one's ever said what this switch is. Some people say it's the EBS and the announcement. Some people say it's just the announcement of everything. Some people say it's like shutting down the internet and the TV system, taking it over and playing like how horrible the deep state is in cabal videos or their trials at Gitmo. Charlie Ward says it's the quantum financial system and only God can flip the switch. So there's a God switch somewhere. No one knows. She wore a pearl necklace. She did. He's calling for it, let alone being on board with it. So Phil is claiming that when Trump is at a rally, and by the way, his rallies now are for his 2024 election bid. He wants to be the Republican candidate in 2024, in case you're wondering. In case you're wondering, he wants to be the candidate in 2024. But what he's really saying is, hey, Phil, could you be more like Jesus and flip the switch? Is there any chance you could flip the Jesus switch, Phil? What would Jesus do, Phil? Flip the switch. He's calling for it, let alone being on board. He's calling for it. Then forwarded from Kyle. I've never met a Kyle I liked, to be honest with you. There's a YouTuber named Kyle I like. That's about it. I've never met him, and I don't really know him. But all the other Kyles are stupid. Horrible. If your name's Kyle, leave the chat now and never come back. I'm just joking. I need the watch hours. Please stick around. I'll flip the switch like Jesus. I don't know. Whatever you need me to do. Just don't leave, Kyle, please. I'll miss you. Kyle says, Right, Bird, I see you're giving money to people you don't know. Shame. Uh-oh. I think Phil is way more important than he lets on to be. Especially when Phil mentions that we won't believe who we've been listening to. Maybe I'm giving Phil too much credit, but I think he is pulling more strings than we think. So Kyle says he thinks that Phil's even more important than he claims to be, which is basically impossible. He claims to be Q. He claims to be in charge of Flynn and Dan Scavino. He tells them what to do. He's at the top of the top, except for Trump, when he wants to be. And then other times he's just a soldier like the rest of us and doesn't know anything, except when he's doing a rapid liar. Then he knows everything and just decides to do what he wants. Do whatever he wants, lies about it, whatever. Phil responds to this and says, actually, Kyle, this is false. We have over 500 people watching me. We have 500 and almost 600 people watching me do our dramatic reading of Phil's Telegram page. Thank you guys for joining us. Share the fucking video, guys. That's right. We've got 360 on 360 on Rumble and 250 on all the other platforms combined. So, yeah, we're definitely breaking. When is that, 610, something like that? 610? Over 600. Look out. Actually, Kyle, this is false. I have refused to pull any strings thus far. Perhaps that's about to change, though. Yeah, I know that sometimes I say pedo or pedophile up here, but watch saying it in the chat. It triggers the Twitch shit. Perhaps that's about to change, though. This motherfucker's never pulled any strings. He's like, he is like a blanket weaver with no hands. He's not pulling any strings. He's not pulling any strings. Obama would have gotten away with almost everything if there wasn't Patriot rogue action last time. Again, a call to rogue and illegal action. Action that is not condoned by law. Action that is not voting. Action that is not protesting. Action that is not letting your opinion be known to your representative. This is rogue action in violation of U.S. law. He's calling his audience again to perform this action. Obama would have gotten away with almost everything if there wasn't Patriot rogue action last time. Are we approaching the same line of demarcation yet? Again? Time will tell. Time will tell. You're right. So then, oh God. Let me save this image so I can show it to you. Demarcation fill. Oh, fill demarcation. Let me grab this image and you guys can see it, and I'll tell you what Phil says about it. We need to play that insider information video we had again. Okay. So down on the bottom, on the axis here, on the x-axis, it says, sorry, I was also texting. On the x-axis, it says total input. It's behind me, but it says total input. Okay. Time, effort, resources invested. Hey, Mariah doesn't need coils. I've got a whole new fucking tank and coils, but she just refuses to change over to the same. So we have the same one. She's an idiot. So we have time, total input, time, effort, and resources invested. On the side over here, we have total, on the y-axis, we have total output, overall quality of work, total work created, etc. Overall quality of work, total work created, etc. So we have input versus output. Input versus output. This is the theory of diminishing returns. So most productive, here your input leads to productive returns. It pays to invest more time and effort. So when you're most productive, the more time and effort you put into it, or money, then you get the most return out of it. Diminishing returns, it says each added input leads to a decreasing rate of output. It's best to stop somewhere within this phase. And then you have the point of maximum yield. Point of diminishing returns is here. Point of maximum yield is here, and it says negative returns. Never get here. Not only do you not get a return for your effort, you decrease your overall output. So let me explain this to you. Let's say that you have a carnival in town, and this carnival, it seats 800 people, and you're at a small town with only 1,000 people that live in it. And you pay one of your employees $10 an hour to go hand out flyers. to tell people the carnival's in town. Here's how much the tickets are. Here's what day it's on. Make sure you show up. So you pay this employee $10 an hour to go out and hand out these flyers. Now, the first day that employee goes out, he hands out a ton of flyers, and a ton of people that did not know about the carnival now know about the carnival, and a percentage of those people will show up. The second day he goes out, he meets the rest of the people in the town, basically, or let's say 80% of them, the 80% that actually venture out to places where he would be handing out this paperwork. And he hands out the flyers, and a smaller but still decent sized chunk of people find out about the carnival and find out that it's coming, and a percentage of those people will show up. If you keep sending them out on the third day, on the fourth day, on the fifth day, on the sixth day, you're going to get diminishing returns. You're still paying him $10 an hour. He's still working 8 hours a day handing out flyers, but the area has been covered. It's been saturated. He's not meeting new people that don't know about a carnival. He's not the same people he's meeting already know. The people he's meeting already received a flyer. He's not going to get that last 10% that are not leaving home. Or if he does get 1% of that 10% because the people only come out on Thursdays and tomorrow's Thursday, you're still paying $10 an hour, 8 hours a day, $80 to get one person or 1% of people. When at first you were paying $10 an hour to get 60% of people. So the returns are diminishing. And then eventually, after those diminishing returns happen, when you're on the backside of that, you're in negative returns. You're throwing good money after bad, is the saying. So you are paying him to go out there, and he's not going to bring any new people to the carnival, or the people that he would bring to the carnival are less than the $80 you're paying him. So if every ticket is like, let's say every ticket is $20, if he's not at least talking to 4 people who are going to show up at the carnival to offset that $80, he's in negative returns. Because if he just shows up 3 people, you lost $20. You lost $20. So that's what Phil's trying to share here. And then he says, where would you say we are on? Where would you say we are at on this chart, folks? I don't know. There's no years on there. And to me, Phil's always had negative returns. You donate to him, you get nothing but lies. You sign up for his pyramid scheme, you get put on the bottom of the pyramid. 90% of people will never make back their initial investment. You sign up for Philazon and you don't get that many sales, you want to cancel, he won't let you. To me, Phil's always been over here in negative returns. Negative returns. Yeah, Mariah likes the damn elf bars. She likes the, what is it? Blueberry, raspberry lemonade or some shit. So Phil's always been negative. So I don't know what they're saying, but I'm sure they're going to say negative because that's what he wants them to do. But he forwards a post from Red Hen and says, point of maximum yield. Oh, really? You think we're currently at the point of maximum yield? That's literally right before you start losing on your investment or on your returns. Phil can't possibly think we're at the point of maximum yield because he's already said, Blue Raz Lemon, he's already said, we've gone too far. Maybe these people didn't have to die. We've lost too much. People have lost their jobs. People are out of money. They continue. He was already upset about this 6 months ago and saying we were past basically the point of maximum yield. But now he suddenly believes we're at the point of maximum yield. We haven't had any negative returns. But you just stated in a previous post about negative returns, about people losing money, about people taking their own lives or losing faith, losing hope, deciding not to vote. We're way past point of maximum yield, Phil. You don't even know your own fucking analogy. There's Andrew back. That's the guy I went to high school with. What's up, Andrew? Phil says, bingo! Bingo! Oh, actually, I misread that. Red Hen actually says point of minimum yields. That's not even on the chart. Point of minimum yield would be down here with no effort and no output. But she actually said point of minimum yield. Then he said red hen obviously meant maximum yield. Red hen obviously meant maximum yield. Bingo. Do you typically vape? Real red pill 78 girlfriend. Do you typically vape and an elf bar makes you cough? Or you don't vape and you try an F bar? When I first started vaping, I coughed. I think everybody does, but eventually you get used to it. Red hen obviously meant maximum yield. Donnie, shout out your business. There's like 600 people on here. Well, you don't sell online, do you? Like 600 people watching. Red hen obviously meant maximum yield. I believe we are or have been at the max yield point for months. Well, you couldn't be at the max yield point for months because somebody's been putting in more effort. And you can't stay at the maximum yield point. It's literally a singular point when you start falling over the edge. Weird. Weird. But okay. I believe we are about to slide down the negative return slope. Now, trust Phil because he's a crypto millionaire. I've been vaping for 5 years, smoked a pack a day. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's weird. It makes you cough. It doesn't make Mariah cough. I believe we're about to slide down the negative return slope. The space, time, space, is space, now. The time is now. It's true. Phil said it. It's got to be true. What would Jesus Phil do? Just remember. Now, this is funny right here. This is probably the funniest one, the funniest post he makes in all of this dramatic reading. When you think about it, it's coming from Phil. Now, keep in mind, he's arguing with a person that doesn't exist, about a background that he doesn't have, with connections that he's never made, talking to friends that he don't exist, that are imaginary, about doing something that's not going on in the background. So this is great right here. Just remember what I've sacrificed for this movement. Is your life the same without my sacrifice? Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a line. Just remember what I've sacrificed for this movement. Remember what I sacrificed for you. You know who you are. He's trying to make himself into Jesus. He's trying to make himself into Jesus. You know who you are. Just remember what I've sacrificed for you. Parentheses. You know who you are. Is your life the same without my sacrifice? Are you sitting with that same title without the things that I've done for you? So apparently he's talking to his intel source, Ezra Cohen Watnick. Maybe he's talking to General Flynn. Maybe he got General Flynn his job. And he says, would you have that same title? Would you have that same job? Would you be in the same place if I hadn't sacrificed for you? All the things that I've done for you, would you be there? Which, of course, is a lie. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? You haven't put anybody in their place. The only thing you've done is gone from completely broke, without a dime in the bank, no money to your name, to a multi-millionaire, and you haven't invented anything, you haven't manufactured anything, you haven't come up with an original idea. You've just used other people's ideas to take money from your following and become a millionaire. You haven't done shit. much less put someone else in their position. You don't even have a position, motherfucker. What about Edward Snowden? I did research on that. Phil's narrative fits the story perfect, I thought. Yeah, Phil claims he's Edward Snowden, but he didn't put a person in that position. He claims that Edward Snowden's an actor. You know this isn't right. We have to take control, make it happen. So Phil calls out the person who he put in the place and the title and the place that they're out and says, would you be there? Would your life be the same? You know what I've sacrificed for you? What I've sacrificed for you? You wouldn't even be in that position if not for me. He then shows a chess piece. It looks like a queen is being tipped over. Hold on, I'll play the GIF for you. I'm pretty sure that's a queen. Where'd Telegram go? It went to the back. There it is. I'm pretty sure this is a queen. A king would have the cross on his head. This is a queen. Oh, no, the king's, it is a king. Okay, I can see the cross behind his finger. I wasn't zoomed in enough. So that's a king. And he's, basically this is when you're like, checkmate, your game's over, you lost. Is when you knock the king over. That's why it confused me, thinking it was a queen, but I see the cross now. But this is him losing the game, losing the chess piece. The black side has lost the chess game. It says hashtag billions, hashtag showtime. So there you go. As if that was important. He goes on to say, all eyes on me. All eyes on me. He then shares this for us. This is an awesome video. Pretty amazing. So we have this video here that he's sharing with us. Well, we'll read the post with it in just a second. Before that, let's do this. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see the horizon line there, right here? There's clearly a curve to it, but he's going to say that there's not a curve. And we don't know the lens. We don't know how the window is shaped. We don't know what's going on, but there's clearly a curve here. I'm touching on this side and almost touching on this side, but look how much it changes. Like, how can I be touching here and then not touching there, but the biggest area is in the middle? See what I'm saying? Like, there is a curve here. Absolutely, there's a curve here. I don't think Phil understands that, but you can see a curve. This is the height of the curve there. There is a curve there, even though he's claiming there isn't. Let's do this. Undo that square box I did. Okay. We can see a curve on the horizon. That's Donnie in the chat owns a vape shop local to us. It is Volunteer Vapor. I don't know if anybody's local to me, but it's a pretty good vape shop. He's there, or a guy that works for him, Gage, is there, and they usually have pretty good deals. That's where I shop at least. Okay, so this is what it says. Chicago, 12,000 feet. At the horizon in the background, from the left furthest point to the right furthest point, we currently see approximately 100 miles of viewing area. This was confirmed to me by the pilot of the plane using his onboard tools. First of all, okay, maybe like the pilots have access to how far they can see at the horizon, how far they can see at the horizon from their altitude, how far they should be able to see, because they judge masses, they judge distance by that, or they used to back in the day before GPS got so reliable. But the problem is, are we talking about like at this line? Are we talking about what's actually visible here? Are we talking about before the blue mist takes over? Are we talking about without mirage? Are we so like, I'm sure the pilot didn't go into explaining exactly how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like you can obviously, how far is this then? Or how far is this then? How far is this then? Like the pilot didn't go all the way into how far it works, but there's got to be some line they're looking at. Like you can see it without, you know how sometimes you can see doubles on the horizon when it flips itself. Obviously he didn't go into all that, but the pilot confirmed this. He probably never even spoke to the pilot, but still, that was a hiccup. There you go, bluffer, big time. The Earth's radius R is 6,371 kilometers, or 3,959 miles. Based on the numbers from Wikipedia, which gives a circumference of C equals 2r pi times R equals 40,030. We wish to find the height h, which is the drop in curvature over the distance. Using the circumference, we find that 1 kilometer has the angle 360 degrees divided by 40,030 kilometers equals 0.009 to something power. The angle A is then A equals 0.009 degrees. Oh, that's what it is, a degree symbol. The derived formula H equals R times 1 cos A is accurate for any distance. Therefore, 100 miles, according to the curvature calculation above, would yield 1.2696 miles of curvature, or about 6,668.41 feet of curvature from the left furthest point in the video to the right furthest point in the video. Do you see the problem here? I do. What? So first of all, we can lay a line out here. We can lay a line out here and see curvature in the video. Okay. Now, are you the one to say like, oh no, you can't see it. Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do this. How much is this curvature? If this is 100 miles, are you telling me that this right here couldn't be 1.06 miles? Is that what you're telling me? Or are you telling me you could see 100 miles and the furthest stuff you could see should be 1 mile below the horizon? Well, then you got to take into account reflection, and everything that goes along with it. Not to mention during the day when you have basically a mirage that you can see further than the curvature. So, but you did do a great job of showing us curvature. There is curvature there. If I put that horizon line between two boxes, you can see it starts here and then it finishes over here up in the air, and it's not straight, it's in a curve. So you did do a good job of showing us curvature on the horizon. I appreciate that, but I don't know what you were trying to prove. But Phil does. Phil sure does. Phil can tell you exactly what he was trying to prove, and that was, you can argue with me until you're blue in the face about flat Earth versus global Earth, but you simply cannot argue with me about the calculation above. It's not disputable, which means one of us are either blind or wrong. It's flat. Well, I just showed you the curvature in the video. You can see curvature on the horizon. Now, the reason I'm not calculating that curvature, judging distance, trying to calculate it, is we don't know what camera lens was used on the phone. We don't even know the shape or the airplane he was in and the shape of the window. Just the window having a bubble to it can put curvature there that's not there. The angle of one lens hitting another lens. So like if the phone's not square, perfectly square, which would be almost impossible to do up against the window because the window's slanted a little bit in or the phone slanted a little bit out, the two hitting each other can cause curvature. Even reverse curvature where it looks like the earth goes like this. Are you then going to tell me that the earth's a giant bowl? What are you talking about? You're taking a picture through fucking 4-inch thick glass with an unknown phone and unknown angles. Then he shares a post from Cognitive Carbon Public. Cognitive Carbon. Because it is simply impossible to say what new insanities await, I hesitate to declare any particular post the last on a given subject, but I'd be very happy if this is the last time I ever type up anything of any length about masks. No measure has been so thoroughly debunked and destroyed by the events of the pandemic. Now, YouTube, I don't agree with this. I agree with your official terms of service and policy. I'm only reading this because these idiots believe it, and I'm telling people they shouldn't believe it. By the events of the pandemic on this one, and if we lived in a rational world, the market for these largely useless medical devices would shrink to a few special use cases. Even surgical masks in hospitals appear to be basically worthless, if not slightly harmful when it comes to preventing infection in patients during surgery. Not true. The highly regarded Cochrane Library have updated their review of the study of evidence for physical interventions to interrupt or reduce the spread of respiratory viruses. They look at high-quality studies of the efficacy of both masking and hand washing against COVID and influenza infection. Hard hand washing appears to be slightly reduce your likelihood of acquiring flu and COVID, but mask, to the surprise of absolutely nobody except the profoundly stupid, the deeply disturbed, or ideologically committed, do zero. Again, you can make this argument, and you can get studies where you find this. But here's how simple it is. If I have, first of all, it's not about getting it through it. It's about the person who's infected or doesn't know they're infected. So if I have anything in my body that travels in water droplets, microscopic water droplets all the way up to spit, and there is anything, even if it's a screen door, let's use a screen door, a screen from a screen door. If I have some type of disease that's communicable through spit, and I have a screen door between me and you, and I spit, the screen door did reduce the chances some. It has to. If there's one stick in front of us, and I spit, it has to reduce the chances some. Some of it's going to get stuck on the wire. Some of it's going to get stuck on the stick. Some of it's going to get stuck on that. Yes, when there's something in the air, a lot of times you can breathe, or when something's aerosol or airborne, a lot of times you can breathe it around the mask. But when it's aerosol and there's a barrier there, it helps some. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. If I had a water hose, and I was a sprinkler and I was spraying it, and I put up one stick, that reduces the amount that of water you're getting hit with. If I put up 100 sticks into a fortress wall, that majorly reduces it. You can't say it's not effective and harmful. That's not true. You can argue how effective it is, fine. But you can't say it's zero effective and harmful, maybe even worse for you. Then Phil says, this is how he wraps it up. This is how Phil wraps up his shit. The message has been received. The message has been received. It has been started. So all his hooping and hollering and screaming, it has been received. It has been started. It has been received. It has been started. So whoever the imaginary person he's talking to, the person that he thinks he's communicating with that doesn't exist, in his mind, in his imagination, has received this imaginary message that he sent and has started some type of imaginary action that doesn't exist. Yeah, you can say fuck mask. I don't care. I don't know if you think you're bothering me or telling me something new. I don't care. But it even if it's 0.0000001, you can't argue that there's no effective mask. It's stupid. It's stupid. Obviously, there's some effect. I think the sick should wear masks. It seems to help around the world, but everybody wearing masks seems kind of silly, but whatever. The message has been received. It has been started. Well, we'll see. We'll see. This is only because the only thing I think that the only reason, yeah, that's fine. I hate wearing them. Yeah. The only reason I can see that he put this is two reasons, I guess. He needs to keep his grift going. He needs to keep his grift going. And two, if he didn't put the message was received, people were going to expect him to go flip the switch himself. He said he could. What if I do it? You think I can't? You think I have it? You think I haven't done this? Well, you said you could. Why didn't you just go do it? So now he's got this fallback. Now he's got a fallback, a secondary plan where he can say, oh, well, I was going to do it myself, but instead, they received it. So they're doing it, guys. Thank you that I signed up, or that I spoke out for you guys, so they would receive my message and they would put it up to the higher ups, and now it's starting. Phil now gets to say that he kicked it into gear. Now, how long before he has another hissy fit and melts down and says nothing's happening? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? It might be a month. It might be 6 months. It might be 2024. And saying, well, they got back to me and they said they're just going to run him again and we're going to catch him for a third time. I don't know if you know this, but Mike Lindell at his event, at his recent events has been saying, oh, yeah, we got all the evidence. We caught him once. But we still got to turn up and vote because you got to catch them twice before you could do anything about it. That's a lie. What are you talking about? That's a lie. This is probably at least the third time in the last year that he's claimed that he was going to do his thing and make some action happen. And now it's happened, I guess, for the third time. Well, my resume alerts. Why won't that one play? Oh, it's not letting me play my alerts. Thank you very much. There were some bits that came in. So Straight Runner resubscribed. Love the show. He's an expert on proms. I'm sure the people he shares is him. He's too narcissistic to give up to someone else the spotlight. Thank you very much. I appreciate it for resubscribe. Oh, my session's expired. Get the fuck out of here. My session's not expired. Your session's expired. Idiots. There he goes.
SRT8_Runner just resubscribed for 7 months. Love the show. He's an expert on proms. I'm sure the PPA he shares is him. He's too narcissistic to give someone else the spotlight.
That's right.
Mist Soph Jade just gifted 1 subs. SRT8_Anna just resubscribed for 7 months.
Oh, I
Love
clicked
the
yours
show.
a bunch. It might keep
He's an
going.
expert
Might
on
keep reading it.
prompts.
There it goes. And Miss of Jade gifted a sub. I appreciate that. And Miss of Jade also donated 40 bits. Thank you very much for those donations. So again, Phil can now say, oh, I did everything I could. It's out of my control. Remember I told him to get into action or I'd do it. Get into gear, I'd handle it. What's to stop me from handling it? What's to stop me from doing it? What's to stop me from this or that or the other or whatever in between? And, of course, we're going to see that going nowhere. And then he's just going to say, well, I'm not in charge, guys. I'm just like you. I'm just sitting here. So he's always in charge when he's trying to build people up or tell them what's going on or tell them what he sent out or sending out comms or telling people to do this or signing up for Gold Co. or knowing the stock market's going to crash and investing in silver and buy Phil Silver and sign up for Phil is on a Miner or whatever the name of that website is. He's always in charge then. But, of course, he's never in charge when people are just fucking fed up. When people are like, it's a new year. We went all the way through January. Nothing happened. Phil, you told us the Supreme Court already decided this. Godlewski told them there's not, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there would be no midterm elections because the Supreme Court had already decided and they had announced it by the end of October. The timeline didn't add up and there was no other way. He still apparently claims that the Supreme Court decided the Brunson case in favor of Brunson, even though the other day he was saying, oh, well, they're going to appeal it. They're going back. The fuck out of here, dude. Anyways, if you missed it from the beginning of the show, here it is. The Cold Beer Confessional was sent exclusive footage. Exclusive footage. No one else will have this footage. It doesn't exist anywhere else. You can't find it. You can't buy it. You can't bootleg it. It's not uploaded anywhere else. The other Telegram groups will clip me out of it. But here it is. Exclusive footage of Phil getting a massage as the story was told in his last live stream. Here you go.
Hey, man, how long you been doing this?
You know, I've been doing it for a few years now. They've kind of flown me all over the world. You know, several athletes, famous people you'd probably know to do massages for, and they just can't get enough of it. And, you know, I've been making a career out of it. It's been a good one.
Yeah, I can see why. You do a pretty good job. Yeah. It's one of the best ones I've had in a while.
I do my best, you know. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I do what I can. Actually, I was just looking at you. You know, I think I might... Do I recognize you from somewhere?
Maybe. You don't have a daughter in 8th grade, do you?
No daughter, just my son, who's trying to become Instagram famous. But I'm almost positive I do recognize you. Wait a minute. Let's go, Brandon.
No more questions. I'm going to flip over and I'm going to call you daddy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That escalated quicker than I thought it would, and I've seen it before. I still couldn't tell when it was going to escalate to that point. I'm going to flip over. I'm going to call you daddy. Phil Godlewski exclusive video from apparently, I don't know who this guy is, how he got the back and forth. Seems like a comedic and editing genius, but he apparently got it for us, and there you go. It's also on TikTok if you need it. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to a Patreon show. Join Patreon for as little as $2 a month. Get exclusive content. There are some documents being released tonight. We're going to read those over on Patreon. Like I said, you go to patreon.com/coldbeer, $2 for the month. You get extra content if you want it. If you don't, I'll read the documents tomorrow. They don't come out till midnight. Or you'll see them on whatever those other half-ass exposed channels are on Telegram. You'll see them over there, but I'll read them again tomorrow. But I'm going to Patreon tonight. It's a makeup show, $2 and up if you want it. It's also for Twitch subscribers, so if you're on Twitch, stay where you're at. I'll be back up in 5 minutes. For the love of God, I will ban you if you're in my Twitch chat and saying, oh, I guess we missed it. He's not coming back in 2 seconds. I'll ban you. If you're on Patreon, you'll get a link in your email. There'll be a link on the page, on the Patreon page, if you go to it. And if you're in one of the groups, there'll be a link there on Discord and in Telegram. If you're on Twitch, if you're a subscriber on Twitch, you can watch the whole show. If you're on Patreon, you can watch the whole show any level. And we'll see you guys in a little bit. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to Twitch for free. So there's another free way to watch it. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the support. There was a big donation that came out of Rumble Rant. Thank you very much to Donnie. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see everybody on the next one. Have a good night. Don't do anything Phil wouldn't do, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Watch out for those Las Vegas massage parlors. If you're trying to join my Telegram, you got to answer when the mods try to figure out if you're a bot or not. You got to answer their questions. So be checking your messages if you've been trying to join. If you put an if you apply to join, and you haven't been put in, or your join request been dismissed, that's because you didn't answer the mods. About what do you watch the show? What platform do you watch on? Simple questions. Not a few seconds. Not a few seconds. At least 5 minutes. I have to wait for the stream to end. I have to change the titles and bring it back up. Subscribers only. Not a few seconds. It'll be a few minutes at least. Patreon.com/coldbeer. Patreon.com/coldbeer, or become a Twitch subscriber at coldbeer.live. Atsuko's taking her job serious. She's been peeing in a bottle, guys. Give her a break, okay? She doesn't even have her bidet.